What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing the newly released Klawf in PvP. Now, I'm just going to cut right to the chase. This Pokemon is pretty bad. This is the team that I'm going to use with it today. Both Azumarill and Corviknight kind of counteract its weaknesses, but a Rock type with Mud Slap is just such a bizarre pairing here. And it also has, it has Rock Tomb, I guess, but really no good coverage moves. It has Bulldoze, which is not great. Everything about this Pokemon is just so cursed, but it is kind of an interesting pick here, so I'm going to showcase it nonetheless. Really quickly, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Klawf can do. Or what it can't do, more like. I guess, like, in the Klawf mirror, do you go Rock Tomb or just straight Bulldoze? Because Rock Tomb guarantees a debuff. The Klawf mirror match. Oh boy. Alright. We're both on Mud Slap, right? Yes. So we'll see. We have super effective Bulldoze. Whose Klawf is mightier? I'm going to go for the Bulldoze here. I don't know if this is the right play. I could see Rock Tomb, honestly, being a good play here right now, but we'll see. Bulldoze does not get a knockout, actually. I don't think he knocks me out, though, with whatever he throws. Oh, he actually does. So his Klawf is better than my Klawf. That's disappointing. That's good to know, though. Home Slice Henry, I have been told, is a Klawf connoisseur, so it makes sense why he would know how to play out that matchup. Altaria comes in here, which gives me no hope whatsoever about what could be in the backline. I'll go for the payback. I was, like, kind of thinking about going for my Azumarill swap out there. In fact, I clicked the button. But, like, I was literally 50-50 on what I wanted to do. Okay, well, if we actually just caught a Flamethrower here, that could be ideal. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised with a Steel type in the back. Oh my... The frustration catch. That's what I expected to catch. I'm glad I didn't shield that, at least. What the heck? That's insane. You know, there's a chance we can win this game, thanks to the frustration catch. I wonder if that means he's on Sky Attack and frustration, then, like, no Flamethrower whatsoever. Alright, we're gonna see a Trailblaze come through, unless he's maybe not on that moveset. I could see him being on, potentially, Brick Break. That sounds like a Home Slice Henry moveset if I've ever heard one. We can no-shield this. Yeah, it's just Trailblaze, Brick Break. We see the shenanigans here being pulled, rather, by Home Slice Henry. Klawf gets the knockout, right? It does. So, now it's going to come down to if he frustration baits me. And it might be embarrassing to shield if this is a frustration. He got me good. He got me good. Guys, I hate to say it. But that was absolutely diabolical. I might get the win in the game, but I think morally, I lost this game. I think, like, there's honestly no winning this game after that maneuver. I don't see how you could classify this game as a win. Alright, we get the Ice Beam. That should one-shot this poor Altaria. Alright. GG's. You have no charge moves? You had one. You had one. That might be the first and only time we'll ever see a Klawf mirror match in Pokemon Go history, actually. Alright, Klawf into Empoleon. Well, we're the Mud Slap user, but they're also a Steel Water type into my Rock type, so I don't know if I love this too much. We actually see Florges come in here, though, which, like, that could be worse for us to see. How much damage does a Rock Tomb do? I would imagine it's not necessarily bad for me, right? Oh my goodness, hold on, Klawf. Klawf, you do damage? I was not expecting that. Probably a Chilling Water coming through, right? Yeah. I'm gonna come in with my Azumarill. I can bubble this down. I know Empoleon will absorb a lot of my damage here. But, I mean, it's a debuffed Trailblaze. I'll have a lot of energy, and Empoleon is just so squishy that even with resisted damage, I should be able to put in some work against them. And hopefully Klawf plus Corviknight is the best core in the game and should be able to close this out. We'll see, I guess. It's not a Shadow Empoleon, so they can survive two players just a little bit more comfortable. I wouldn't be surprised with a dragon type in the back. Like Altaria could make a lot of sense here, because Steel plus Dragon is a really strong core. Alright, he's building up a million energy right now. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna come back in with the Claw Man here. And we're gonna no-shield. Klawf's done his job. It landed a Rock Tomb. It got a Mud Slap. Like, what else can you really ask for from a Pokemon in Pokemon Go? We save about half of our Azumarill, which is also hopefully helpful. And if I can stand attack down before they get to 2 Hydro Cannons, I'm going to be happy. I'll shield the first just because I don't know how much damage this will do. Well, I know how much damage it'll do. It'll do a lot, but I imagine this does a lot more damage than a lot of things in the backline potentially could do. Well, there's a Gourgeist in the back, so... this is scary. We'll see what we can do, but I think they might just out-neutral game us here. We do get a shield on an Air Cutter. And I have to shield this, but I don't know if it matters if I shield. I have to go for the Air Cutter here, I think. That's my best chance of winning, is if I can, like, still somehow get a payback off at some point. Okay, we get a catch on the Shadow Ball. I waited a little bit there, though, so I actually didn't get a bubble through. Let's see what's going to happen, though. They might come back in Empoleon at some point. Oh, honestly... this is going to be weird. They don't have a Shadow Ball just yet. I need the farm down with my Corviknight to have a chance. If they get a Hydro Cannon off here, I lose. Okay? If I'm 4 away from a payback, I can maybe win this game. Oh, 5 away. No! I think I played this about as well as I could have. Oh, no. That was about as close as it can be, though. GG's. Klawf tried its best, but, maybe not the best Pokemon in the game. Oh boy, Azumarill. Klawf is not a fan of the Azumarill matchup, I don't think. But, like, honestly, what's stopping me from Rock Tombing? Because Klawf, while it is weak to water, is not weak to ice. And a stab Rock Tomb from a Pokemon like Klawf here is probably going to do at least a decent chunk of damage. We're at 6. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. 7. If this isn't a Rock Tomb, do I actually survive? Or, this isn't a Hydro Pump. Do I survive this? Ice Beam? Do I win the zeros here? Wait, how does Klawf do that? Okay, well, that's not terrible. Either a shield or a knockout here. We do get a shield, okay. They're double debuffed right now. Where do I feel like energy is more important? Probably on my Corviknight. Because the Azumarill energy is pretty underwhelming a lot of the times, I will say. They're a double debuff to Azumarill, so I can just no-shield farm all the way down. They might get 2 Ice Beams off against us, but that's not going to do a lot, as you can see. Worst case scenario is like a Talonflame superior backline. If that's the case, I will be so sad. We have to hope that's not the case. Alright. We're about half HP, but we're going to have 100 energy coming out of this, which we can hope is helpful. What do they bring in? Okay, honestly, I'm going to payback this. Because payback here, first of all, is super effective. Second of all, I mean, I might as well chip this down because Azumarill is not the best into this Pokemon. Can I bubble down, please, before they swap? Nice! We snipe down the Skeledirge. In the back is Shadow Victory Bell on Magical Leaf, though. So now we actually know for sure. We can just win this game by getting 2 Ice Beams with Azumarill. I believe the pacing is 5-4, or no, 4-3 to the Magical Leaf and Leaf Blades. So there's no way they get to 3 moves here. And even if they did, I also still have my Corviknight around. And Klawf winning the zeros against Azumarill is actually kind of nuts. They did go for an Ice Beam, so I wonder if they went for a Play Rough. If that would have done just enough more damage against us to potentially farm us down in the zeros. The things that you don't know about Klawf, right? We're probably never going to know. Because who in their right mind will try out Klawf in the Open Great League? Not me. At least not after this. Ice Beam gets the knockout. Let's go. GG's. Klawf is kinda nuts. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that is not great for us, I will say. We can swap into Azumarill and hope for no hard counters. They're staying in for a second. Wow. The Marowak Basti core in viewer battles. This is diabolical news. I guess we can't even avoid this, even when we're not in the Go Battle League. I wish I had Hydro Pump. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see what we can do here. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be in the backline. Maybe I should have safe swapped Corviknight, because there could be like a Wigglytuff. We'll see. Man, Azumarill is so sad in this matchup. It's such a tragic spot to be in, because I'm a water type, right? I just have no charge move pressure, and Basti is just so bulky that it doesn't even matter. The type chart is meaningless here. But I can no-shield this. They likely knock us out with this Stone Edge. And I can farm down with my Crab. And hopefully they don't get another move off here. Nice, we do get a full farm down. If the final Pokemon's also kind of soft here to my Corviknight, I could have a chance of winning this game. Well, I don't know why you'd run this team in viewer battles, but alright. This is the downside of Klawf. Sometimes there's no good matchups for any of your team. Alright. Oh boy, okay. Another one of these more awkward leads than I'd like to see, but I'll safe swap my Corviknight and hope for no Talonflame. Okay, we go for the CMP here. Likely because they go instantly for a close combat. And we did CMP, right? So it could be. Yeah, nice. So not only do we stall the switch clock quite a bit here, but we're going to make it so they have to shield an air cutter of all things, or take quite a bit of damage. What do they do? Air cutter does get a shield. And now I outpace to the next move. They try to catch their smart play. Luckily, I don't fall for it. Although, even if I did, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. What is a little bit awkward about this, though, is I don't really have a great way to knock out the Azumarill right now. Although, maybe I do, actually. Is the way that I knock this out that I come back in Klawf? Because, I mean, we saw that Mud Slap damage does add up quite a bit here. And it's probably not going to have a great matchup. This could be the same team that I ran yesterday. And if that's the case, then it's probably going to be a Sableye as the final Pokemon. They go for the Ice Beam. That doesn't knock us out. Oh, nice. They catch the move on... Oh, okay, it's actually just a completely unique team. It's not the team I ran yesterday, but landing a Rock Tomb into a Clefable is going to do a decent chunk of damage here. No DRE for me, but... I mean, I have my Azumarill in the backline that's going to be so good into Pangoro. And we likely get a shield here, maybe? Let's see what's going to happen. They have a little bit of energy left over on the Azumarill in the backline, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay. They can Night Slash us with Pangoro. Nice, so we just land this move first. So that's going to guarantee a shield from them. Or if they do let this go, I can bubble down. They do shield? Okay. They're going to try to go for a catch at some point, I'd imagine. My worst case scenario is like if they Night Slash boost here and then close combat, that would do a lot of damage, even though it's resisted. So we have to keep an eye out for that. There's the Night Slash. Any boosts? No boost, okay. Still, I'm going to no-shield this. Night Slash again. I'm going to play rough them now. Just because if they do swap into a Azumarill, I still want to play rough and I could farm them down. And if they don't swap out, then the most threatening Pokemon left this game just gets knocked out. Yeah, Azumarill's just a bit too low here to do much. It might get a play rough off into us, but that's about it. And we can just play rough them, get the knockout here. And despite a little bit of a bad lead, we got a little bit lucky, though, that our Corviknight was pretty safe into the team. Getting the early CMP was huge, and we were able to dance around just enough there. Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'm a Mud Slapper here, but they're a real ground type, and I am weak to ground type damage, so not the best spot to be in the world, but Mud Slap is a very efficient move. Okay, and they do swap here into a Furret, which honestly is not bad, because Rock Tomb is way better for me to throw than a Bulldoze would be. Oh, that does so much damage, actually. I'm so used to Cradilly, where Cradilly doesn't do any damage to anything. But, I mean, Klawf here, a lot more attack than Cradilly. It can do a sizable amount of damage. Did we catch a Trailblaze? We did. Nice. They boost their attack up to neutral, but I think I might just get a full farm down here with Sand Attack before they get to another move after this. Likely a Swift coming through now, unless we're on Brick Break and Trailblaze, which I've seen before, but I'd be surprised to see again. Yeah, no. Alright, down goes the Furret, at least. If they do bring back in that Stunfisk, it's not like it is as bad as Skarmory to Stunfisk used to be, where I only have resisted damage. I actually have super effective fast move pressure, and I also have Payback, which is going to do a decent chunk to them, too. And not only that, but Payback here, well, it draws a shield, but like, it would be able to two-shot, is what I was going to say, from this range. And they don't one-shot us with a Rock Slide. Because at this point, they don't do any fast move pressure. It's going to be a little bit awkward for them to take us out. Alright, we're at the next Payback here. I'm kind of wondering, though, if we should swap out. Just because there's a chance that maybe there's like a flying, or rather a grass type in the back I need my flying type for. And I mean, I might as well always shield this move. I can Rock Tomb the final Pokemon no matter what it might be. We'll see, though. Yeah, big Earthquake, but they're going to get Mud Slap down with that sneak that we just got there. Oh, Aegis Slash. Poor Aegis Slash, man. It's going to get Klawfed. Although this Bulldoze is going to do a pitiful amount of damage. Well, it does get shielded. But, like, it would have not done as much as I would have liked. They're at 8 right now, I believe. So, you know, they're almost at a Shadow Ball or a Gyro Ball. But Aegis Slash, in a position where there's low HP Pokemon that it has to try to finish off, is one of the most awkward Pokemon in existence. Alright. So they're at back-to-back moves right now. And I know Aegis Slash will win CMP against my Klawf here. So what I'm going to do, to make sure my poor little crab doesn't get knocked out, is I'm just going to swap. I might as well, right? Let's keep our Klawf around. Azumarill can take a Shadow Ball or a Gyro Ball, and it should be able to bubble down now. Big Gyro Ball. I mean, half of an Azumarill's HP from a neutral attack that's not even that strong is impressive, but unfortunately for them, not impressive enough. We bubble down, and we get the win. Klawf into Umbreon. Ooh, you know, this is actually going to be kind of interesting to see, because Rock Tomb is a very efficient attack, right? And I doubt I get two-shot by Foul Play, especially after a Rock Tomb debuff, so I bet this is actually pretty playable for everyone's favorite crab Pokemon, Klawf. We'll see what they do. They probably go for a Foul Play, right? But do they swap out? Oh, Dark Pulse, not even taking advantage of the newly buffed move. But that does come closer to two-shotting us, so maybe a little bit scarier. They're at 1. Oh, that is a lot of damage, actually. 2, 3, 4. Dark Pulse doesn't knock us out here, but it will put us lower than I'd like to be. Yeah, we're pretty low on HP. But we can at least be as low as possible here to give whatever comes in less energy if I do get a knockout. Or if they do survive this, you know, so be it. But I think I do get the knockout. Yeah. We knock out the Umbreon here, so we win Switch. And we do see a Bastiodon in the back line. But there's two good things about this. Number one, this Bastiodon is 1360 CP. Number two, Corviknight's honestly not bad here. I'll shield the Flamethrower. I feel like at this point, keeping our Corviknight around, just in case there is a Grass type, could be a good play. Stone Edge? I guess I didn't need to shield that as much, but still, I don't want to take a Stone Edge if I can. We'll go for that Payback here, and we'll see if they want to go for a shield. And they do, so I'll just double shield my Corviknight. You know, Basti looks so pitiful when it's not like a rank 1 level 50 XL Basti. This under-leveled one, a little bit less threatening. But they do still get this next move off, so maybe I shouldn't be insulting it too much here. But I get a full farm down anyway. I can guarantee an air cutter or two against whatever their final Pokemon is. Could be like a Gourgeist. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Oh, that is a blast from the past here. A Shiftry. Alright, well, I think I'm fine here, right? Because I should be able to get to 3 air cutters before they get to 2 foul plays. And I get a boost on the first move, which means now this air cutter is going to do a sizable amount of damage. You know, I know these are viewer battles, so there's a chance here that they knew I was not running a fighter. This team, though, to a fighter would not do too well. Foul play doesn't knock us out from here, right? I don't think so. They do go for it, but we do survive, and they're on Bullet Seed, the legacy move, rather than Snarl, which means I should be able to survive, get this next air cutter off, and that should be enough here to get the knockout against the poor Shiftry. Alright, air cutter. Yep, gets the knockout. And we beat the triple weak to fighting team. Alright, we got the Empoleon lead here. It's kind of awkward, because my Mudsap is super effective, but I'm also weak to Steel as well as Water here. So, it's not like this is an amazing matchup, but it does look like I do outpace them with my damage here, so we'll see what they want to do. They're at 7 right now, so 2. 3. Oh, nasty catch by them on a Florges. Okay. I should have gone for the Rock Tomb here. Was not anticipating the catch. Debuff? Okay, that debuff's actually kind of nice. I can come in now with my Corviknight, and while, you know, they are going to be able to debuff me with their Chilling Water, because my defense drop did trigger there, it's still going to be neutral for my first attack against them. Let's see what they're going to do, though, because they could try to dance around even more if they want to shield one of these air cutters, come back in and Empoleon at some point, maybe too. But the big question is still going to be, do they end up coming in with Empoleon into my Corviknight if they let their Florges go, or do we see the third? Oh, interesting, they let us throw first. And by doing that, I guarantee a knockout now against this Pokemon. Or a shield. We do get a shield, they likely swap into Empoleon, maybe? No, they're staying in here. I'm trying to, like, over-predict what they're doing right now. I guess they might just want to trip us down a little bit more with this Pokemon, which does make sense. Chilling Water does do a decent chunk. Alright, we attempt a catch on a Hydro Cannon. Doesn't quite work out, so now we lock in our Azumarill into an Empoleon, which definitely not the most ideal play I've ever made. But it's fine. We save a lot of energy on both Klawf as well as Corviknight, so, like, it's still playable. I don't know if I can bubble this down before a third Drill Peck is reached. I might have to throw energy here to knock him out. Big Drill Peck. I mean, you survive the next Drill Peck anyway. I think it's worth it to go for it no matter what. Yeah, they barely don't get it even. That's nice. Who comes in here? Is it going to be Florges, or is it going to be the final Pokemon? It is Florges. Ice EMP and Ice Beam. Trailblaze is not going to knock us out from here, but it will put us pretty low. If it is an Altaria in the back, then I think I survived long enough to get an Ice Beam off against them still. Let's see what they do. They let that go. Okay, it's not Altaria, but I would say that's pretty playable, actually. Because, here's the thing, I get a shield or a lot of damage with the Ice Beam. I have a Rock Tomb I can reach with my Klawf in just a second. And then my Corviknight, after I get this Rock Tomb off, should hopefully be able to just close this out by going for an Air Cutter. Yeah, Rock Tomb's gonna hurt. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Okay. And if this is an Acrobatics, they could undercharge it, but my Corviknight should just be able to Air Cutter this and knock him out at this point. Oh. I guess we do get knocked out by even a debuffed Acrobatics, but it's fine. We'll go for Payback, because it does do more damage than a single Air Cutter, so might as well just be a little bit more efficient, get the guaranteed knockout. And this should close out the game. Payback gets the knockout, and Klawf picks up another win. Wait, is Boldore also a Rock type with a Mudslap? It is. I don't know why I knew that. But, you know, this is good, because we probably win CMP. Wait, how do we not win CMP? This could be a lot of things. I imagined Boldore Okay, they bulldoze us. That's insane. I thought Boldor was gonna be a bulky Pokemon. I don't know what this thing is. Oh boy. Okay. I'd love a shield here, but we probably don't get one. Oh, we do. Okay. So by getting that shield here, now we at least can set up a farm down for our backline. Please let me get the move off. No. Okay. They just go instantly for an Ice Beam here. That makes sense. I was really hoping I could get a Rock Tomb into the Azumarill here. That would have made things so much easier. 3. They're 2 away from their next Ice Beam here. It doesn't quite knock us out. Big Air Cutter. We go for the Ice Beam catch to try to give us any sort of advantage that we can right now. Alright, big Ice Beam. Doesn't do much to us, luckily. The big question, though, is what's in the back? Is it going to be a similar team to mine? Or is it just going to be like a random third? Okay, well, that answers that. It's basically a mirror team. Except with a, I guess, a Mud Slap user that wins CMP over mine. The good news is we know how little damage they end up doing here with air cutters, right? That's why I swapped out of my own Corviknight earlier on. And big air cutter, no boost, that's good. We likely see a no shield coming through here, but I guess we'll find out if they want a shield or not. Yeah, they do let that go. But I survived the next air cutter anyway, so I might as well force them to throw it, go for the Ice Beam, either getting a shield or a knockout, and relying on my Corviknight to try to win the game. Air Cutter. No surprise, Iron Head or Sky Attack shenanigans. I've seen a lot of different movesets on Corviknight recently. It's been kind of crazy. Alright. What do they do? Do we get a shield? No, they let that go. Azumarill probably comes back in now then. I think I just have to bank it on my Corviknight at this point, right? I have a lot of energy there. I think 2 air cutters come close to knocking out. They player up us, makes sense. A boost would be phenomenal right now, just to guarantee that I can knock this out in 2 moves. And I guess the next question is, what kind of moveset does Boldor actually have? Like, what's its other move? It went for a Bulldoze against us earlier. Does it have Rock Blast, Rock Tomb? I don't even know. But the good news here is if we snipe them down before they throw a move, it does not matter. What is this Pokemon, man? I have to look this up after. What moveset does Boldor learn? I'm so surprised to see a fellow Mud Slapper, a fellow Rock Mud Slapper. Not even the Klawf. We shield the Ice Beam. We should get the Sand Attack down. Okay, nice. GG's. Yeah, don't try out Klawf here. I'm gonna be honest, I got lucky in some of these battles that it even had any sort of play. Rock Tomb did do more damage than I was expecting against some things, but it's just not good, so do not try this at home. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.